Alright, anyway, let's get cracking. We're going to talk about Paramore first. Talk about the new Paramore album. Alright, so, so far, this has been getting a lot of praise surrounding the diversity of the album. And I think they're talking specifically, dynamically speaking. But there's been quite to my understanding, there's been a change in the lineup. And that's had the greatest influence on why the album turned out the way it did. I think the most noticeable differences are some of the melodies and the dynamics of the guitar riffs and things of that nature, particularly early on in the album, but I'll get into that. So the lineup change, I believe, two of the founding members, being the guitarist and the drummer, left. And the way I see it, rather than crippling their ability to write, it's improved it quite a bit. The melodies are killer. The hooks are great. There's just a lot of... It's so spunky. And Hayley Williams, she's got such a great voice. And these first couple tracks, I'm going to have to pull up the track list here because let's see, Fast in My Car, Now. They're very straightforward pop songs, but at the same time, her voice has a lot of character. When she gets in her low range, it's very Killers-esque, I want to say. It reminds me of some of the earlier Killers stuff that I remember listening to. I'll touch a bit on the production. It is very clean, and there's definitely some synth parts here and there. It doesn't mask anything. I don't think the hooks are brought out through the synth parts. It's definitely still heavily guitar driven, and the melodies are just they're very, very memorable. There's a lot of attitude in her performance overall. I think that the first 6 tracks are probably the strongest part. Until it gets a bit more familiar and a bit more straightforward later on, and definitely much more radio-friendly. Until later on, there's a short track, right about towards the start of the second half, I want to say. There's a song called Ankle Biters. That one was really fun. And then there's another one, I think it's the second to last track, called Be Alone. That one's very dynamic. It starts out very soft. So yeah, there's not too much I had to say about this. The interludes are kind of misleading. Each track is titled Interlude, and then a subtitle, like one will be called Interlude Holiday, and it's not what you would think. There isn't really any ambience or anything. It's basically just a shorter pop song with a ukulele and a very, very basic melody that Haley's come up with. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about Paramore.
What's the album called?
It's self-titled.
Gotcha.